Oh, there's a walk-off. Be smart, don't be dumb. I kind of like that on a T-shirt. Be smart on the front, don't be dumb on the back. And the thinking is that when the Cardinals are on the clock at number 4, they won't be dumb. Marvin Harrison Jr., the favorite via DraftKings to be the first non-quarterback selected. We all tend to believe it's going to be quarterback. I guess there's an outside chance it'll be quarterback, and then maybe somebody would try to jump the Cardinals for Harrison. I doubt that happens, but still, Harrison, doesn't matter what spot, it's just he's the first guy other than a quarterback, whether it's 3 or whether it's 4. The odds-on favorite is Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah, that seems to be the thought around the league there. That pick number 3 is probably going to go to a quarterback some way, right? Trade, whoever. Patriots stay there at 3. Who knows? Whatever there. But yeah, I think, again, what I'll say is I think the league as a whole, Malik Neighbors is the number 1 guy on most teams' board. I think the league as a whole thinks Arizona will do the safe thing. I think people look at Arizona from what I've heard and they'll go that route with the safe pick. They're trying to sell Marvin Harrison Jr. as the next Larry Fitzgerald out there. You can tell they're framing it that way. So it feels that way, right? And that would be my bet if I had to bet money. Now, I think there's some interesting things here. Neighbors, as we talked about, I think quietly could be a guy that might be people would think about trading to number 3 or number 5 for. I do. And the other interesting thing too, Mike, that I think is part of the conversation here that's just interesting, and not that I think they're going to be the first guy off the board, but maybe, but I don't think so. But the tackle conversation, right? Where I think most people thought Joe Alt was definitely going to be the first tackle off the board, right? I think that the NFL is, J.C. Latham is every bit right there in the same category as Joe Alt with football teams. And there's definitely teams that have J.C. Latham as the number 1 tackle on their board, right? So that could be another just interesting wrinkle and thing to look for tomorrow night, because I think a lot of people had Alt penciled in as the number 1 guy off the board no matter what. And I think it's going to be a close one. We'll see where it goes.
I talked to Alt last week. You can find the conversation on the NFL on NBC YouTube page. Guy studying mechanical engineering at Notre Dame. His dad was a first-round pick of the Chiefs. His brother played professional hockey, and he talked about how he learned different things from his brother that he can incorporate into football. You think about the grind that is being a professional hockey player.
Ooh, yeah.
So Alt seems like he's ready to go. And that comment that Stroud made about Harrison being NFL ready, I mean, there is a fundamental difference between a guy who's plug and play, but his ceiling might not be at a certain level, and another guy where it's more a roll of the dice, but his ceiling could be a lot higher. I think that's where Neighbors would be. Harrison's a safer pick with a higher floor. The question is, where's the ceiling for Harrison versus some of these other guys? And that's part of the prognostication that goes into making these guesses when it's time to make your draft pick.
He makes that point, and I hear him there, and there's a lot that he's right about, certainly C.J. Stroud. But what I would say is the league looks at Malik Neighbors, and I would too, and go, he's one of the safest picks of the draft. In fact, he's got more versatility than Marvin Harrison Jr. and can play more positions and do more things. So where I'd go, his floor is extremely high too. It is. Right, but I think a little bit of the name, the pedigree, the size. If you like a size receiver, right, that might be a thing Arizona's looking for, and I think that'll lead it to them taking Marvin Harrison Jr. at number 4. But the Neighbors thing is interesting to see where he lands, where he goes, and maybe will there be some action for him at some point.
And let's remember, owner is very involved in Arizona. That was established last week, if we didn't already know, that most owners are very involved. And that Marvin Harrison Jr. name has been ricocheting around the grapevine for years now, ever since he first got on the field at Ohio State. So how can you pass on Marvin Harrison Jr.? By the way, the odds came courtesy of DraftKings. DraftKings Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NBA. And during the NBA playoffs, new customers can bet $5 and pocket $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the app and use promo code PFT Live when you sign up. DraftKings Sportsbook.
The crown is yours.
Bet responsibly. We'll be back with more PFT Live right after this. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.